Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rasslin Racing this week. This is Jay, and I'll be going solo. Ref Brandon is on his family vacation, in which we all wish him safety of travels and hope that him and his family have a great time. I just want to thank everybody for checking in with us. We are, of course, brought to you by Arden's Burger and Grill in Central South Carolina. Make sure you go by and see Donnie and Paul. That's right, Donnie and Paul are running the Arden's Burger and Grill in Central South Carolina, and they are open from Wednesday through Saturday. Make sure you go by and see them during that time. And then, of course, Angie is at Beef and Rib over in Westminster, South Carolina. Go by and see Beef and Rib. They're open on Sunday from 10:30 until they are sold out, which is no later than 2 o'clock. Make sure you get there before 2 o'clock because I've been there several times on Sunday after church. Get there and they are sold out of just about everything. So make sure you get there as soon as possible. Beef and Rib in Westminster, South Carolina. And of course, they're closed on Monday and then open from Tuesday through Saturday, 10:30 to 8. Now, we also want to thank Pepsi Cola. We want to thank everybody at Hyundai of Anderson. Make sure you use code HOA24. That's HOA24. Go to Hyundai of Anderson, see Herschel and all the gang down there at Hyundai of Anderson. Also, we want to thank our, Upstate Physical Therapy. And also, we want to thank all of our sponsors that are on the GreenvilleSportsMedia.com page. Make sure you go by GreenvilleSportsMedia.com for all your sporting news, both nationally and locally. Now, let's get into our Rasslin and Racing show for this week. Not sure how long I'm going to go, but I'm going to go over some things. This past Sunday, of course, in NASCAR, we had a great race. I was able to watch some of it. Of course, our winner is Denny Hamlin with Christopher Bell second, Darrell Wallace Jr. third, Chase Elliott in fourth, and Kyle Larson in fifth. This race had a lot of different things. Martinsville, Denny Hamlin has always run good at Martinsville, but, for the last 7 or so years, he has not been able to win. Finally gets that win again at Martinsville, and a big boost for that team. A lot of people thought when he lost FedEx as a sponsor and other things that he was going to be falling off. It didn't look too well at the first couple of races this year. He's kind of struggled, but he was able to get in victory lane, and good luck to Denny Hamlin and his team. Great job, and a lot of craziness going on. A lot of guys wanting to fight each other. Of course, when you get these guys into a short track, a lot of hitting, rubbing, and racing. As Dale Earnhardt would say, it definitely gave the fans something to enjoy. So anyway, now let's get into professional wrestling. As we normally talk about, me and Ref Brandon give our top 5 stars of the week. And this week, I'm going to give my top 5. Give me Jay Uso at number 5. I think Jay's still giving great matches, great promos, and doing a great job in the ring leading up into WrestleMania. Give me Gunther at number 4. Gunther still giving it today. In London, the way he beat up Jay and Jimmy, that was really good. I almost put him up higher, but I think still Gunther's right there at number 4. At number 3, give me Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, and him and John Cena gave a great promo today on Raw coming from London. I really enjoyed it. At number 2, give me Kenny Omega. That's right. Last week's number 1, I give him number 2 this week. And at number 1, I was thinking about a lot of things that are going on in professional wrestling and a lot of different angles that are going. And when I constantly looked to see who I think right now is a certified top star and is getting to that point, give me Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, I tell you, I think he's really coming into his own. I think him and Penta will give us a great WrestleMania match. I think that's what they're leading towards. And I think that would be great. I personally think Breaker could be a world champion. So that's my thoughts on that. Now, let's get to what happened on Raw. Of course, we saw the women's world heavyweight title match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. And, of course, Bianca Belair was the special referee. we knew what was going to happen. It was not going to be a clean match. Constant hitting the referee, constant BS in my opinion. I really didn't like a lot of the match. There were some great points, but I just did not like the match the way it should have been. So give me. I'm going to give that match a C. I think Rhea Ripley made that match in the Io Sky. I think putting Bianca Belair as the special referee was a mess. We all know it's going to be a three-way match for the women's world title at WrestleMania. So just sign it and get it over with. Don't do these specialty matches. They just did not make any sense tonight. We saw Logan Paul and AJ Styles talk it out. AJ really good on the mic. I almost had him in my top 5. But him and Logan Paul, I think, is going to give us a great match at WrestleMania. Logan Paul, don't like him, but I tell you what, he is doing very well in the WWE. I give him credit. You got to give him credit. I mean, it is what it is. Logan Paul has really been doing a great job in the WWE for someone that's part-time that says he's full-time now. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. We saw where they went back to SmackDown this past weekend. If you didn't get to see it, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins had the contract signing. Punk was told by Paul Heyman that he's getting his wish. He's going to be the main event at WrestleMania, which it'll be Saturday night's version. They will be the main event match. But Punk basically at the very end said, that's not what I asked for as a favor. So Roman gave him a look. Seth Rollins was highly perturbed that Punk's getting a main event match at WrestleMania. And of course, Paul Heyman was kind of looking at Punk like, what are you talking about? That was the favor. Punk said, that's not the favor that I asked for. So still some stuff going on right there. And then Chad Gable was told by the esteemed commissioner that he was going to be that he couldn't wrestle next week when they're in Minnesota, but yet his version of the Mexican American masked man is going to be able to wrestle. And Gable wasn't happy that he couldn't wrestle, but he had gave the commission a paper stating that he couldn't wrestle this past week, and therefore the paper was good for next week too. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. We saw Dom and Finn Balor beat Dom and Finn Balor beat Braun Breaker and El Lido. So it's Penta. So it's going to be really fun to see where they go with this. Of course, we know it's going to be Penta versus Von Breaker at WrestleMania, maybe with Finn Balor thrown in there. But I really think that Balor and Dom's going to be in some kind of a tag match. We saw the New Day open up versus the return of two guys that hadn't tagged together in many, Dunn and his partner from NXT. And they got beat after giving a great match, but the New Day said they wanted the World Tag Team Champions, and they're going to get them, according to Adam. And so we'll see where we go with this particular thing. We all know everything's riding up to WrestleMania, and they're going to try to have as many matches on both nights, and they're going to try to make sure every match is a premium match. So it's going to be a very interesting week. We saw that Bayley is going to be taking on the Intercontinental Champion, Ladies Champion Valkyrie. So that's going to be a great match coming up here pretty soon. Just a lot of great vignettes and stuff that went on. Some of the wrestling was not that great, but you know what? It is what it is. We know what WWE is going to do right now. There for a while, they was doing really good, but now they've kind of turned the page on some things, and it's really not what I was hoping it would be. AEW this past week, we've talked about this. The pay-per-views are always exceptional. They got the best wrestlers roster of any of them. But we're just, for some odd reason, TV just does not match the pay-per-views. Um, I would love nothing more to see AEW really come full circle and get their TV up to where it needs to be. And I'm hoping they do. I really do. I want it to be a show to be remembered each and every week because you got the stars to do it with. I want to see more rotation of all the stars in there. I know you're trying to get storylines in, but you know what? You need to make your show longer if that's the case. That's all I got to say about that. You need to go to a longer show. You need to get more of your stars out. You've got too many stars sitting on the sidelines that are getting paid to sit at home or do independent shows, and you're not using them correctly. I love AEW. Brett Brandon will tell you that. Anybody that knows me will tell you I am a big supporter of AEW, but I'm so disappointed right now in the way that things are being done. And if you need to split the Collision and Dynasty, have one group on one and one group on another, and start growing the storylines, start growing the stars that you have. You have the best roster, men's and women's, honestly, but you're just not using them the way the fans want you to. Plus, you got ROH. I mean, what is ROH coming to? We need to get the ROH going. And I actually like Mercedes Moné versus Athena. Athena has been a long time ROH Ladies Champion. Let her take a title off of Mercedes. I mean, I think that needs to happen. And I hope it's Athena that does it. I think she's going to bring it to the table. I think Toni Storm is going to be doing really great things. She still has the fans in her back pocket. I really wish they'd push Chris Statlander a little bit more. We saw Sierra is gone now from AEW. She has a new book coming out. Just a lot of things that came on. And I failed to mention on Raw about Cena and Cody Rhodes doing their promo. That was a pretty good way to start the show. I think Cody really brought it to Cena, and Cena still brought it to him. So I think it was a great back and forth, and we'll see what happens. I think Cena sold the Cody cutter a little bit too, or excuse me, the Cody's finisher a little bit too well. He acted like he was dead. And anybody that knows John Cena from his past, something like that happens, he would have rolled over or did something, but he acted like he was practically dead, and that just it didn't need to be that way. But anyway, TNA's doing pretty good now. WWE is pretty much an owner with them. I know it's not quote they are an owner, but they are. I mean, there's a lot of things that shows that they're having a lot of influence in everything that's going on in TNA. I like the Eddie Edwards thing that he did where he told his group we need to start winning championships or we're going to have a public firing next week. So I tell you, I like the way TNA is changing things. AAA, I watched just a little bit of AAA and also New Japan. A lot of great things going on with those promotions. If you haven't seen them, make sure you check your local TV listings. A lot of it's on cable. You could definitely get it and check those promotions out. And also your local independent scene. A lot of great wrestlers are on the independent scene. Some of your former past stars in some of the big promotions, along with a lot of newer stars that are trying to break in. And some guys that's been in the independent scene forever, and they love it because they get to interact with the fans a little bit closer and a little bit more than what they would if they was in a big promotion. So make sure you go by and see all of them. Well, folks, that's going to be it for this week. I'm not going to hold y'all too long. Just wanted to say thank you to Ardensburg Grill in Central South Carolina, Beef and Rib in Westminster, South Carolina, Pepsi Cola, Upstate Physical Therapy, Hyundai of Anderson, use code HOA24. And also we want to wish Ref Brandon safety of travels. Enjoy your weekend and your week with your family up in Tennessee, and just get back to us, Ref, and let us hear what happened this past weekend. The show that he was going to be at in Greenville got moved to the old building. So hopefully they had a great turnout, and looking forward to hear Ref Brandon tell us everything that happened at the show that he did this past weekend. All right, folks, that's it. Rasslin Racing every Monday night. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you supporting our show. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Tell us your thoughts. I mean, tell us who you like, who you don't like. Give us your top 5. We want to hear from you each and every week. And that's here on GreenvilleSportsMedia.com's YouTube channels and GSM YouTube. Thank you.